Mutaru Muqtha is the Executive Director of the West Africa Centre for Counter-Extremism, and he joins us now live from the Ghanaian capital of Accra. Welcome to the programme. Help us understand, why is the situation in Mali so complicated?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, the situation is so complicated, and it might get more complicated if you consider the circumstances that led to this current situation, the circumstances under which the current leader, the coup leader, Assimi Goïta, got to power. 2 coups in 9 months in a manner that has been very, very, very disorganizing and very, very, unattractive, especially for civil society engagement. If you see current development, the current happenings, they are holding what they call a national conference on reforms that are intended, at gathering the support and goodwill of the local population to be able to forge ahead. The coup leader claims that this kind of forums or engagement is intended at providing opportunity, to look at what lessons they can draw from, their experience to be able to forge ahead. But you can see significant boycott of some civil society actors and stakeholders in the process. And it's because they do not trust the process. There are questions about legitimacy. There are questions about the intentions of the current leader that appears that is seeking to cling onto power.
Okay.
And so these things have complicated the process. Other than that, such things have been very popular in situations like this, like we have seen in Guinea, where the current coup leader has moved so quickly to organize stakeholder engagements on a very broad scale to be able to buy the goodwill, legitimacy, and the support of the local population to chart a new path.
So, Mutaru, just to jump in for clarity, in your opinion, the likelihood of a transition back to civilian rule is not great, right?
The likelihood of a transition rule in the manner that we expect would not happen. If you notice, after the first coup experience in August 2020, we had ECOWAS and other regional blocs, ECOWAS and AU, imposing sanctions, and on top of that, giving them timelines in terms of when to transition the country to civilian rule. And yet he came back 9 months later and carried out the second, coup situation. And he's promising to give ECOWAS his own timelines at the end of, January. Okay. So clearly what is happening now means that we would not have the country transition to civilian rule given the timelines.
I just want to bring you on to another subject that's been dominating headlines this week with regards to, accusations, let's say, of the Malian government using public funds, scarce public funds, to bring in Russian mercenaries. Mali's government, well, he's not calling them mercenaries. He's denied the presence of Russian mercenaries. He's calling them Russian trainers. Your thoughts on this?
Of course, that allegation or those reports that we're receiving, have ruffled many, many feathers, especially international actors who have been very loyal and very committed security actors in this region. And so these things do not augur well, and they seem to undermine, the collective efforts of partners. But there is understanding, in terms of the reasons these things are happening, and we are likely going to see more and more of that happening. Whilst this is largely in the security domain, it forms a part of the larger scale of the position and posture of countries within West Africa who are seeking international partnership for development and for security. There's largely a move, away from Western prescriptions of, democracy and prescriptions of leadership and governance. And we're seeing more and more of these countries drifting towards, Asia, China, Russia, and allies that are not traditionally part of the mix of governance in terms of democracy. And so that move by the Russian, so-called mercenaries or contractors do not augur well for the security, cooperation in the region.
All right, really great to get your thoughts and explaining the situation in Mali in depth for us. Mutaru Mumuni Muqtha, appreciate your time and your analysis. Thank you so much.